All right. Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new 1% weekly sentiment stream. As you guys know, we run these streams every single Monday at noon Eastern, at 12 p.m. Eastern. So, to go ahead and start this off, every single week, we always go over DOW, we always go over gold, and we always go over crypto. So, this week, we will be going over DOW, we will also be going over some gold, and we will also be going over some Ethereum as well as some Bitcoin. So let's first start off with what we will be day trading this week, which is going to be gold. So let's start off with our higher time frames and go to our lower time frames. Figure out our directional bias for the week and then take that directional bias, use that to be able to trade during the week. If you guys are interested in joining the 1% Academy, if you guys are seeing this public on YouTube and you would like to have a private mentorship, a private Discord server where we all are focused on growth, learning, action, and commitment, then feel free to join at discord.gg/leverage. The link will be in the description as well as in my profile. So definitely go check that out if you guys are interested in a little bit more. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, the daily chart on XAU USD currently is very, very bullish. We'll be looking for continued upside until disproven. Now, we do have December and January coming around. This is the start of the month with it being December 1st. So we have the possibility for price to have that range type of behavior. So we'll look for price to maybe create a range right here, possibly pull back around this area just like this. But is based on the overall higher time frame structure, you can suggest that price would just continue into the overall highs and then from there. But we did just take out a high on a higher time frame bias after a large move to the downside. So definitely watch around this area to see if we start to form a range within December into January, before January starts our correction coming into next year. So as far as this week goes, man, daily is very, very bullish. H4 is looking bullish as well. I would assume continuation into these highs until disproven. Most likely we create a distribution range. So price pulls up, something like this, starts to come up, creates our distribution range, and then breaks down eventually, and then we get that continuation coming later into the month. Again, this is a 4-hour chart, so this will take a lot of time. But first thing is first, must understand that price is bullish until bearish. So until we get that break of structure to the downside through the lows, we'll just assume bullish continuation to the upside for XAU USD. Now, this also goes hand in hand with my silver equity. Definitely obtaining more silver equity here within the next few months for continuation. And I can show you guys that on the higher time frames as well. Silver is going stupid, man. This is one that will not stop. It will continue to fly to the upside. We talked about buying it around the $32 range, which is exactly where we got in. And it has not stopped, man. New all-time highs for silver, and let's catch that continuation. So love to see it for silver, man. We'll definitely see some continuation. $100 silver, exactly what I believe. But going back into Ethereum now, we just had our move on. On gold. Now let's go ahead and go into Ethereum. Weekly bearish, daily bearish as well. We talked about shorts. We were actually in shorts around this area, ended up getting stopped out on this daily move right here, and then we got that continuation today. That just tells us that we have to wait towards the week. So Sunday night coming into Monday for crypto specifically, I took that on a Saturday, and we weren't able to get into that trade. We got this trade, we're able to get out, and then it was stopped out before you see that continuation to the downside. Now, as far as take profits go, definitely looking for this low right here on the weekly. Once we take that low out on the weekly, we're looking for more equity and looking for continuation to the upside overall for Ethereum. So Ethereum, very, very interesting as far as what we are looking for the continuation. First thing is first, must need to see that low taken out on the weekly. So day trades this week, definitely continuation into these lows. Very, very simple trade right there for a nice little $100 move that you could catch. So we'll be watching for that this week on Ethereum specifically. I will be day trading Ethereum as well on the personal account. But as far as DOW and gold, we'll be trading with Top Step, and we will be trading live for everybody to see. So beautiful, beautiful continuation on Ethereum after that move right there. Now let's go ahead and get it to some DOW, and then we will end it for today. So as far as DOW goes, as far as US 30 goes, again, we're going into December, we are going into January, so we are going to see some type of range behavior. Now, this is going to be on both DOW, on both gold as well. Crypto is a little bit different of a story due to its market, due to its liquidity, but as far as indices and gold goes, for your commodities, you will see a range around this area for sure. Now, as far as today goes, man, we had a nice little liquidity raid with a pushback up to the upside. Disgusting price action, I would say, today. But as far as what we are looking at, man, 4 hour is still bullish. H1 is still bullish as well. I would expect this high to be taken out and move into this high up here before we see any type of downside move first. Now, price could come down. It could close below these lows and start to break down here, but we would need to see that first before we are able to take that trade. So until that happens, we will not be taking that trade on Dow specifically. You'll normally see during the summers and during the winters, I usually stay away from indices, just due to the fact of their range, of their liquidity versus gold, which will always have some beautiful liquidity, even during your summers, even during your winters as well. So definitely stick to gold for your liquidity, just because it is very, very manipulated, just because it is very, very liquid as far as how much money is into it overall. So you will still see very, very nice moves during your session times when you are taking your trades for gold specifically. But for US 30, when you do have the winters and you do have the summers that come around, you'll start to see some type of range behavior. It's not the best to trade around. The best thing to do is usually just to stay away. That's why I usually keep gold, Ethereum, and Dow in my arsenal at all times. But with that said, looking very, very beautiful for this week. Let's go back to XAU because this is what we will be day trading this week. And let's talk about what we are looking for XAU as far as the move into that high right there. But if we do not get that, and I'm kind of showing both sides here, if we do not get that and we do break down through these lows right here, easy, easy, easy continuation into this area of demand. Now, personally, I believe we are more bullish. I just think we're going to continue into the highs overall. No reason for us to move down. If we did break down here, we could make a full move down all the way into these lows. Now, that would be a disgusting distribution, but based on the daily and the 4-hour chart, we should easily see some continuation to the upside. So can't call the correction until it occurs. But with that said, I do appreciate everybody that joined today. I like to keep these short. I like to keep these sweet. I like to keep these simple, as we're not trying to predict anything. We're just figuring out our ideas as far as our directional bias goes, what it is showing us for the specific day, and then we are taking that and we are using that to be able to trade our bias, day trading it with the hourly and below as far as the week goes. So again, thanks to everybody that did show up today. If you guys are showing up, if you guys are patient to stay till the end of these, you are patient to stay in a trade. So that will be the most important thing to understanding as far as your learning curve goes. So thank you guys very much for joining today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and or night. I will catch you guys tomorrow in the morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We will begin our trading and then we will talk after that. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and or night, and talk soon.